I love riding my bike on gravel roads. I absolutely freaking love it. What's awesome about gravel? Well, for one, on gravel roads, there is way less traffic, which in turn brings the risk of you getting hit by a car way down. Another awesome thing about gravel is that when you get on gravel, you start to explore. You start to ride new roads that you probably otherwise wouldn't have ridden on a road bike. You get to see awesome landscapes. Gravel is just the freaking shit. So gravel races, a lot of the same things I just mentioned are what make gravel races awesome. But another awesome thing about gravel races is the people. Gravel races, you get a ton of like-minded people together that love riding gravel, they love bikes. There's usually a bike expo, there's usually really good beer, and they're just freaking awesome. Another cool thing about these big gravel races is that we're starting to see World Tour pros race these things. 2019 Dirty Kansas, when I lined up for the start of this race, I was lined up behind guys from the EF Pro cycling team. How freaking cool is that? A few days ago, my buddy Todd hit me up. He's like, hey Ty, why don't you do a video about the history of the gravel race? It got me thinking, okay, how do I make this into a video? What if I looked at 6 of the most popular gravel races in the United States and I talked about the history of those? So without further ado, let's get into it. The first race on this list is one that I can proudly say I have finished, and that is Unbound Gravel, formerly Dirty Kansas in Emporia, Kansas. Today there are a lot of incredible races around the world, but there are probably none as iconic as Unbound. Unbound is tagged the world's premier gravel grinder. Unbound exists because the founder Jim Cummins and then business partner Joel Dyke wanted to ride it. Joel had done the 300+ mile gravel event Trans Iowa in 2005 and came back raving about it. The two agreed to hold a similar race simply because they wanted it to exist. The first year of the race was 2006, and there were only 34 starters and 15 finishers. The winner of the race was Dan Hughes with a time of 12 hours and 58 minutes. Today, nearly 4,000 people flock to Emporia, Kansas each year to participate in one of the distances of the race. Unbound is famous for the grueling flint hills of east central Kansas, which have massive amounts of elevation, crazy strong winds, and flint gravel that is known to shred tires. The next race on the list, and one that is definitely on my bucket list, is the Belgian Waffle ride in San Diego County, California. When Michael Marks started the ride in 2011, he wanted it to resemble a Belgian-style spring classic, but in the absence of cobbles, he routed the race through a sequence of dirt sectors. What is now one of the biggest gravel races in the world was not actually intended to be a gravel race at all. 136 riders showed up for the first ever race, which is tagged the Hell of the North. This race actually features more road than gravel, but the gravel it does have is pretty gnarly. Currently, there are 3 Belgian waffle rides around the country, including Utah, San Diego, and North Carolina. Next on the list is Rebecca's Private Idaho in Sun Valley, Idaho. Rebecca's Private Idaho was founded by super badass ultra endurance athlete Rebecca Rush in 2013. Rush started the race because she wanted to show people the beautiful roads around her hometown and also show people the places they can go by bike that they never thought possible. This race is all about connecting people and riding with a purpose. The race was started on the heels of a wildfire that actually evacuated and threatened Rebecca's home and community. The first year of the race brought over 200 riders and has continued to grow each year. The race is held in beautiful Sun Valley, Idaho, taking riders along breathtaking gravel roads. Another awesome thing about this race is that people who register are automatically benefiting the Be Good Foundation, which has a mission to use bicycles as a catalyst of healing, empowerment, and evolution. The next race on the list is one that I am quite familiar with, and that is Mid-South, formerly Land Run 100 out of Stillwater, Oklahoma. The Mid-South, which takes place in Stillwater, Oklahoma, was created by Bobby Wenzel in 2013. It was in late 2011 when the District Bicycles family was beginning to form that they discovered the rural red dirt roads surrounding Stillwater. These roads offered virtually limitless potential for gravel cycling. 121 riders braved the course for the first year of the event in 2013, and today entries number over 1,700. Weather is a defining characteristic of this race. When rain falls on Oklahoma red dirt, the roads become unforgiving and, in some cases, unrideable. Losing yourself on these country roads can evoke strength, grit, and resolve that you never knew you possessed. If you have ever been to Stillwater for this event, you would understand why it has become one of the most popular gravel races in the world. Making yourself a part of these dirt roads make them a part of you. Next up is Barry-Roubaix in Hastings, Michigan. The Barry-Roubaix was founded by Kathy Plight, Rick Plight, and Tim Curtis in 2009. The story goes, Kathy and Rick used to kick off cross season with a large group ride which left from the original location of the founders' brewing company. During the ride in 2007, Tim suggested they mix it up and do a route in Barry County the following year. The next year they rode part of the Barry-Roubaix route and were blown away by how difficult and beautiful it was. In 2009, the first official Barry-Roubaix left out of Long Lake Outdoor Center and had approximately 261 riders. Today, the event is dubbed the world's largest gravel race. The route consists of rolling gravel roads, pavement, rough two-track, rocks, sand, mud, and possibly snow and ice, along with a good amount of elevation. The name Barry-Roubaix references the famous spring classic Paris-Roubaix. The event currently brings over 3,800 cyclists annually. And last but not least on the list is a race that I am extremely pumped that I got into for next year, and that is Steamboat Gravel in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. Steamboat Gravel is the newest event on this list and one that has quickly become very popular in the world of gravel cycling. The race was founded by Amy Charity, Kim Benish, and Mark Satkowitz in 2019. Although 2019 was the first year of the race, the event sold out in under a week. For 2020, the event sold out 2,500 spots in 25 minutes. This year, I don't know the exact numbers, but I want to say the race sold out in like under 5 minutes because I was officially in the race at 7:04, and then I want to say at like 7:05, all of the slots had filled up. What sets this gravel race apart is that it is fully supported with well-stocked aid stations and clear signage, something you don't get from a lot of other gravel races. So another really cool thing about this event is that it pays out a ton of cash to the top finishers. There's also a lot of other prizes given out, and I think the thing that I am most pumped about for this race is the amazing scenery and obviously the challenge. All right guys, there you have it, a brief history of 6 of the biggest gravel races in the United States and probably the world for that matter. Guys, if you've competed in any of these gravel races or if you plan on competing in any of these races, tell me about your experiences, tell me what you're looking forward to. I would love to hear about it in the comments. I know that I am super pumped for COVID to end, for races to start back up. As always, I really appreciate you watching. Remember, hit that subscribe button, tell all your cycling friends, like, share, comment, all that good stuff, and you guys have a good one.